One of the beneficial features of ColorCert, as you know, is the ability to run multiple jobs. We've had this ability in the software for some number of years now. It's not always obvious how to do this in the new interface, so let's take a look at how this is done. We begin by opening our first job or loading our first job, and we'll do this in the traditional way by clicking on the ellipsis or the button with 3 dots, and I'm then going to choose Load Job. I am connected today to a repository server, and I'm going to open several jobs, so let me start with this first one. I click it, I load it, and this is the way we traditionally do it. Now, if this was the only job we were running, we could just go ahead and begin taking measurements. But it's oftentimes beneficial to have multiple jobs open. If you're not familiar with this feature, it's similar to having multiple spreadsheets open in Excel, and we can just use in Excel, we can use the tabs to navigate from spreadsheet to spreadsheet. This is very similar. To open another job, if you look in the left-hand navigation panel, you'll notice that there's a plus sign here. This will allow me to open another job. So I'm going to click on this. This will take me back out to the repository server, and I'm going to double-click another job to open it. All right, this is now open. I can click on the other job, go back and forth between them. Let's go ahead and open a third job. Grab this one and open it. And so now we have 3 jobs open. And to measure any one of the jobs, we just simply click on the job, and now I can measure this granola item. If I come down here to this label, I just click on it as I did. If I run tasks now, it's going to be measuring this job, and likewise I can click on any of them to take a measurement into the appropriate job. One other thing I'd like to point out is that if we're measuring jobs with a lot of patches, for example, this one, you can see we've got 20 some patches on this one. Once I take that measurement, that data is going to fill in here, and this information on this left-hand navigation panel can get kind of long. Again, we can just simply see the item name, which is kind of easy to see because we have this little icon sticking out to the left. But if that gets long and it's hard to navigate around, just know that you can click this arrow icon next to the job name, and that will collapse these. So that can sometimes, if we need to, can make it easier to find our way around, and then we can expand them, collapse them as needed. And it's just an easy way to navigate around. The last thing I should tell you is how to close a job, because if we're running, let's say 3 different jobs on 3 different presses, they're not all going to end at the same time. Let's just say that we finish this get set item here. Once I've taken all my measurements, completed the job, I then close it, and I do that by making sure I have that job highlighted, and then I click the minus sign to close that one. Now that one is closed. I have these other 2 jobs available, still open, still can measure data into them. If I need to add another job, a different job, I can click on the plus sign, and again, I can open up whichever item I might need. I'll just click that, and that'll open another job for me. So this is very simple to use. One word of caution is you probably don't want to come down here and use this close job button unless it's, maybe we're shutting down for the weekend and it's the end of the shift and I've saved all my jobs, something to that nature, which probably doesn't happen. But and the reason I mention is if I use the close job button, that closes all of the jobs. So just be aware of that. If you want to close just a single job, you want to use the minus sign. Now, the good thing is you'll recall with the new interface is that if we do accidentally close jobs, we can just double click them here in this left-hand navigation panel, and it will open it back up to where we were. So I expect that this information, if you are using multiple jobs, will be very beneficial to you. Thanks.